Hi, it's Mike Fiorella from JapaneseKokeshiDolls.com. Today, I just want to talk about a couple of products that will be in our shop soon. These two aren't quite in the shop yet. They are by an artist called Hanpushi Takanashi. This artist was active, as far as we know, in the 1960s mostly. In 1964, we know that he won 2 or 3 awards at the All Japan National Kokeshi competition. And he does show up in a number of the books in Japanese on the subject of modern style Kokeshi dolls. This doll is signed with his signature. At the same time, there is also a marker for a place called Ontakesan, which is a volcanic mountain in Nagano Prefecture, which is known in Japan because there was a big eruption there a few years ago. These Kokeshi artists, even the creative artisans, not only produced items for their own localities and prefectures, but they were often approached by tourist destinations around Japan who wanted to have things to sell in their shops. As a result, you have products being made by really skilled Kokeshi artisans who then have a kind of a local label slapped on them just so that people can buy the product and take it home as a remembrance of their trip. Here's another example which comes from a hot springs resort in Japan, and this is an unsigned example of the artist's work. Based on the number of his products of his works that I've handled in the past, I'm almost 99% sure that this is one of his works. If you look at the lips on these dolls, you can see that they're nearly identical. You can see that the use of a kind of a gray understripe in the bangs area is common between both, with that V, and the handling of the brushwork in the eyes is quite similar. The use of the sort of the top knot in the kanzashi, which is the hairpin too, is also very typical in his work. So I'm pretty sure we will be listing this as one of his works. And as with this one, this has got the name of a hot springs resort on it, probably because he was contracted to produce items for that area. Even though the artist himself came from Yamagata Prefecture, his items may have been available all over Japan. There's not that much known about this artist. He's shown up in some of the literature. Here's one of his most famous works shows up in this book. He is mentioned in some of the other books of the period from 1965, 1962. And so he was there, and then he faded away. There's not a lot of records on him winning awards, say, into the 70s and whatnot. But I like his works because they show a lot of elegance. They're oftentimes they're slender, they're delicate. The facial features are very charming, and he's very much a master of brushwork. If you look at the detail in the eyes on this doll, the manner in which you have to be able to handle a brush in order to get part of it light and part of it dark really takes quite a lot of skill. And not a lot of artists can do that. It takes years and years of practice. So this doll is in our Japanese Kokeshi Dolls on Etsy shop. And we're not sure. These will be in either the Japanese Kokeshi Dolls shop on Etsy, or they will show up on JapaneseKokeshiDolls.com. So just wanted to give you some information. The artist's name again is Hanpushi Takanashi, was Sosaku or Kindai Kokeshi artisan, very active in the 60s and possibly the late 50s. and maybe even to the early 70s, but we don't have any literature that shows us his activities in the 70s. So if anybody out there has any additional information, send it to me and I'll share it with everybody. Thanks.